We're sitting outside of one of my rentals right now, and before we go inside, I want to talk to you a little bit about what a value-add multifamily property is. These are one of the best investments in real estate because basically a multifamily property is valued on the income that it produces, and a value-add property is a property that you can purchase, and it can be, you know, a fair market price. I mean, you don't need to get a fire sale on it, and then you can do something to it that increases the value of the property more than the cost that it took you to increase that value. Let's say you buy a fourplex, for example, and you realize the rents on each of the units are maybe a little bit too low, so you increase the rents by $25 per unit. That increases the monthly income by $100 per month. That's $1,200 per year. So just by increasing the income that your property produces, your property is now worth more as a multifamily. And based on the cap rates and calculations in your area, that extra value might be worth $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. So you have the potential to increase the value of your property just by doing something as simple as raising rents or installing coin-operated laundry or reducing your expenses, something to where you can actually control the value of your property and you can do something that actually makes your property more valuable. The property that we're going to go into right now is a duplex, okay? And I bought this a little over a year ago. There's actually two houses. The main house had a basement that had been boarded up for decades. In the basement was like this nasty apartment from the 1960s or something, just totally gross. But when I bought it, I bought the property based on the current income that it was producing, and it was producing, you know, the income from 2 units. Well, this year what I'm doing is I'm going to spend $15,000 and I'm going to fix up that basement to turn my duplex into a triplex. And that extra income that I'm able to make off of the basement is going to significantly increase the value of my property. I'm going to show you exactly the value add multifamily property that I'm working on right now and why it's going to be a great investment for me. Let's go check it out. Okay, this was the back door of the property here, and originally this was just a basement. And we can go down here, and this was just a basement, and this was just a laundry area right in here. And that's all it was, and we were renting out the top unit because this bottom unit was totally uninhabitable. But behind this door, there's actually a whole old nasty apartment that was never used. It was completely uninhabitable. So what we're doing is we're starting to stud this out. We're going to put walls in here, and we're going to make this a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. In here was the old bathroom. There was a shower connected over here. Here was the toilet and the sink, and we are just going to turn this into a bathroom. In here used to be a kitchen. We kind of demoed this. The plumbing is behind here, but this is the kitchen back in here. There's deep pantries, and we're going to put up cabinets. Here we're still going to rearrange the walls a little bit, but this is going to be the bedroom. They're going to cut an egress window in as well, and then on this side is going to be a living room. We had to work around the utilities, which are here. Here's the furnace, and then here's the hot water here. So we kind of had to work around the utilities a little bit, and it was a little bit of a puzzle trying to figure out how we're going to lay this out, but it's actually going to be a really nice little apartment. Another thing we're going to do, especially since this is going to be an up-down rental situation, we're going to put insulation all over the ceiling here to really add to the soundproof barrier. That's going to make a big difference. So let's break down the numbers and let me explain why this is going to be a great value-add multifamily property for my portfolio. It's going to cost me about $15,000 to renovate this apartment down here. And I estimate that I could rent this place out for about $550 a month. Okay, so that's going to increase my net income on this property close to $5,000 to $6,000 a year just on this investment property. When you add that into the overall value of the property, just by increasing the income that this property can generate by about $5,000 to $6,000 a year, that means it's going to increase the value of my property $50,000, $60,000. Okay, so for $15,000, I can increase the value of my property by 50 or 60. That's a big deal for me. That helps me leverage the property a lot more. I've got more equity that I can use to buy other investments. I could sell it if I want to. A lot of people make a great living flipping multifamily properties like this. This is a great example of a value add multifamily. Not only am I increasing my cash flow on the place, but I'm increasing the value of the property as well. Okay, it's been a couple of months, but the basement apartment is done, so let's take a look at it. First thing we did walking down the stairs is we painted this entire room down here. I also got a brand new washer and dryer. So this is going to be a shared washer and dryer unit for both apartments. We've got a nice blue door. This is the entrance to the new apartment. Let's check it out. Considering what it was down here, the contractors did a really good job working with what we had. This is the living room here. We also added an egress window. Here's the kitchen, full-size fridge, full-size stove, and we kind of worked with what we had as far as cabinet space here. These are just kind of used cabinets that we were able to repurpose. Bathroom actually looks pretty good. We've got a nice size, full-size shower in there, nice tile, bathroom and sink. For what it is, it's actually a pretty decent size. And then we've got a bedroom in here, which is also a really good size. You can put a queen bed down here really easily. And they just did a great job. Now, is this the nicest basement apartment that anyone's ever seen? No, it's not, but for what it is and what we were able to accomplish, this is really comfortable, it's really livable, and most importantly, it's gonna be extremely affordable for someone to occupy this place. And this entire project cost me about $16,000, $16,000 and some change. So for $16,000, I was able to increase the value of my property by about 50 or 60. This was a great use of money, a great use of space, and this was an ideal value add multifamily investment.